Welcome. Oh my gosh, my earring is very twisted. Okay, welcome to all of my continents. Africa, you go first today. Welcome Africa, welcome Europe, welcome Asia, welcome North America, welcome South America, welcome Antarctica, welcome Australia, New Zealand, Madagascar, everybody welcome. Hello. I do hope that many of you will be joining very soon here. Till then, let me do this. And I'm going to share the live. We're going to talk about the universe. We're going to talk about some science. We're going to chit chat. We're going to hang out. Thank you for liking the live. Who are you? Is it Chickpea? Are you joining? Say hi in the chat. Say something. Get it going. And I almost didn't go live today, but as in tonight, because I went live earlier with the kitty cats and I'm a little tired, but here I am. Here I am, everybody, welcome. We have been covering this book called Atom by Dr. Lawrence Krauss. I don't know if the person... You did great last night. It was outstanding. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Acacio has mentioned that I did great last night. It's true. Night to night, there are differences. I'm a human with my human experiences each day. Emotions and thoughts and feelings are different, and how I feel is different day to day. But I tried my best, and with your kind feedback, I will try my best again tonight. Thank you so much. Muchas gracias, Acacio. Hello. Wow. There's a kitty cat behind me who is prancing and dancing and going for high jumps. See right there, Baji Bawa is here. Hello, Abdul Rahman. How are you doing? Acacia, hello. Everybody, hello, and welcome. Anybody else that's joining, welcome. I am just finishing up this hair brushing while I wait for everybody to join. That's going to join for the physics live here. Abdul Rahman, you might want to do a super chat if you're going to make some weird requests, and even then, most likely the requests won't be met, but you would get banned and timed out when my mods are here. So this is your opportunity right here, right now to do a super chat. $500, let's go. I don't ask for much. Because I have been told, so I have been saying that I want super chats that are like $500,000 or $500 or somewhere in that ballpark. And people told me that actually the super chat limit is $500. So you're welcome to meet the limit. You're welcome. I'm not going to stop you. Go for it. Feel extremely supported. Brandon says, do you have kids? Why do you ask, honey? I could be out and about getting Mexican food and margaritas and instead have to deal with this. So could you at least be nice, polite, and keep your questions in the decent category? And if you're gonna ask something specific, can you motivate in some kind of reasoning? Simply M says, can I have a shout out? Hello, Simply M. Hello, Inez. Gosh, there's bottomless margaritas going on near me. Like, ugh. But instead of being responsible and doing this instead. Cat be weird says your accent is divine, bro. Thank you, bro. Muchas gracias, brother. Thank you for being here. Would you like to do a super chat? Acacio, or not Acacio, Chickpea, where are you? Oh, gosh, where are people? Is this gonna be the Friday crowd? Is it gonna be slow? Because that's gonna be really annoying. Can more people join, please? Please and thank you. Hi, Lucifer. Hello. Let me get my laptop up and going, and then I can look at the live from my live control. Hello, SS. What are we talking about tonight? Currently, we're just hanging out. We'll probably talk about the universe and physics. This is a physics live slot. We're covering the book called Atom by Dr. Lawrence Krauss. And I am currently going over to my channel to see what the frick is up. I'm gonna share the live and look at my live controls. Hello. Welcome to the live. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. Miles C says hi. Hi, Miles. Hello, Miles. Hello, SS. Hello, Cat Be Weird. Hello, Inez. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I see my live on my YouTube, on my other device. It looks different. Aww. Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh, that's amazing. Everybody, thank you so much. Thank you so much for liking the live. Thank you. Hello, Popular. Hi. Hi, Popular. Hi, Mike Schmitz. Rishabh says, God bless you. Rishabh, thank you so much. Do you come to my physics and kitty cat lives? Have I seen you before, Rishabh? It seems Rishabh knows the value I provide here along with my physics and kitty cats. So I'm asking Rishabh, have you been here before? Do you follow my physics content? Is that why you are blessing me? There's a cat behind me. This is not a cat dedicated live. It's going to be a physics live. But we do lives that are pretty much only kitty cats as well sometimes. Soothing kitty cat lives. Physics or psychic? Physics, honey. Physics. It's going to be a physics live. This is a cats plus physics channel. I'm feeling a bit lacking in patience today. This is a cats plus physics channel. Let me type that for you guys, okay? Well, like astronomy, astrophysics, cosmology, that type of stuff. You know what I mean? Popular Field says, I love you. Well, thank you. What cats where? Said hi. What content is your channel for? Cats plus physics. Right now it's going to be physics, astronomy, astrophysics, and cosmology. Best mixture in content, says Lucifer. Thank you. You liked my string theory videos? Oh, good. Rishabh, we can cover a little bit of string theory. Should we do that? Let's do that. I'm in the mood. Let's do that. Let's talk about the state of string theory. How about that? I was gonna do maybe continue the atom book and talk about atoms and universe as presented by Dr. Krauss, but I'm not even seeing my usual mod that's here that requested that book. So I might just, let's talk about string theory. See, as soon as somebody gives me some positive feedback about the content, I customize the content accordingly. Okay? Or if someone asks a question from astronomy, black holes, supernovae, physics, or such, that's what I do. Physics of Star Trek. I don't know what you mean, honey. I love all your string theory videos. Oh, thank you, Rishab. Someone watches my string theory videos? Wow. Thank you. Stick around. We're going to talk a little bit more about string theory then tonight. Okay? Mike is asking you in the US? Yes. SS is saying whatever. Where are you right now? I'm at home. H1 is saying hi. Hi. Rial is saying you beautiful. Okay, and next. SS is saying that was his first book. Okay. Monteus is saying pretty face having lady. And thank you. Rihanna saying hey from Africa. Oh, welcome Africa. That's new. If you're from Africa, that's good. Welcome. Good. You look like an Indian. Okay. It was Krauss's first book and it's fun. Are you boxer? You knock out me. Oh. Oh my god. Oh my god, where are my mods? Oh my god. Oh my god, I can't. I can't. Oh, this is too much. Is this the Friday night? People? Oh, this is awful. Oh, I'm gonna have a meltdown. Oh, this is gonna be awful. I can already tell, guys, that this is gonna be awful. So I'm gonna get started with the string theory topic really soon here after I share the live, and you guys better behave because I don't have time for this. Got it? Lucifer says that was romantic, South American, definitely. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Your content helps me develop interest in physics rather than others are just putting theory. Oh, thank you. I love physics. So if you like physics, Rishabh, then you're in the right place. You're on the right channel. But see what I have to deal with? Most of this world I just want to cry. I just want to cry. My mods are not here. And this is miserable. The entire universe, the visible one, the one that interacts with our consciousness, is it made of? No, it's not. Acacio, you've been coming to my lives a lot. How do you not know that the universe is, the cosmic ingredients are ordinary matter, dark energy, photons, and neutrinos. Those are the 5 cosmic ingredients that we've talked about. Pay attention. Pay attention. The cosmic ingredients of this universe are photons, that's light, neutrinos, that's a lepton, dark matter, that's invisible matter that interacts gravitationally but is not visible. Ordinary matter, that's what you and I are made of, and the periodic table, and dark energy. Okay, 5 cosmic ingredients. You should definitely check out my cosmology lives from the past, which is probably called something like Cosmic Ingredients or What is the Universe Made of, etc., etc., in order to know what the universe is made of, okay? Thank you, Acacio. I really appreciate your support. But you need to pay more attention and taking notes. What's your qualification? Can you ask a less boring question? Mikey, you better say something in the comments later because this is just miserable and extremely disappointing. Just extremely disappointing. Are you still studying? We are all studying constantly. Okay, let's talk about the state of string theory. So we have been kind of giving people a description of what really motivates string theory. So let me remind you that superstring theory I don't feel like it, that's why. Superstring theory is a grand unification theory candidate, meaning that the classical physicists working on something like general relativity and such, and on the other hand, quantum mechanics, on the other side, physics of the very small, classical physics, physics of the very big, like general relativity, and quantum mechanics, physics of the very small. These two did not always agree. These people that developed these theories and this work did not always agree, and pretty much had issues kind of bringing everything together in a more general theory, in a more broader theory that will subsume everything that is known and understood in general relativity and quantum mechanics. Okay, so therein motivates a need for a more general theory, a grander unification theory, and sort of a flavor of this type of unification would be, for example, we know about the four fundamental forces. These are gravitation, electromagnetic force, strong nuclear force, and weak nuclear force. Now, not all of these were discovered at the same time, of course, but gravitation, as you know, is experienced universally. It's very all-pervasive. It's an always attractive force. At one point, people asked, for example, Newton or Einstein, who both worked on gravitation, and Einstein, for example, took Newton's theory and updated that theory to give us general relativity. Like, what is going on with gravitation being an always attractive force and the universe not kind of collapsing on itself? So by the way, I forgot to share the live. Let me do that real quick. But that's basically one thing out of the four fundamental forces, gravitation. Of course, we also have electromagnetic force, and then later on we got the strong nuclear force and weak nuclear force. Now, I was trying to tell you that superstring theory is motivated by a need to have a grand unification theory. So in other words, a grand unification theory would basically bring all these four fundamental forces together and give us sort of a common ground, a common sort of theory or work or some explanation for all four of these fundamental forces. So if we cannot unify all four, then we don't have a grand unification theory. And people tried and people failed, and especially they had some progress unifying, for example, the non-gravitational forces. But it was difficult to unify all four. And so superstring theory is a candidate for unification of all four. And I should also mention that it's a candidate only because it's not a theory that's been proven. It's not a testable theory that we can test out experimentally, and so we won't know whether the theory is really correct or not. But it is something that people have worked on, and it is something that we can read about a little bit as we get this live started. Now let me come to the comments. Everybody, I was in the middle of a little spiel there. Go up and see the type of sabotage that I've been doing on this live. Just go up. Okay, Combat Sports, hello. Hello, Combat Sports. How are you, my friend? How come you're coming now? You should have seen the suffering that I've been doing in this live so far. Why does this stream not have 50 likes yet? Exactly. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to pin that message. Thank you, Doro. El Challen says ciao, ciao, ciao. Thank you, El Challen. Where's Ver to say cringy stuff? Where's Steven? I don't know. I don't know where Ver is, and I don't know where Steven is. It's Friday night. I could have gone out, you know, and gotten Mexican food and margaritas. Like, instead I'm here being responsible, and nobody good has been joining. And I've just been saying rude things to everybody. And and yeah. Francisco, hello. Hello, good night. Good night, Francisco. Dora says hello, Combat and El Challen. Hello, Dora Madness. El Challen, Doro, SS. You could have, I went out, we had a good time. Good time. Well, I went out, but I went out and did the gym. And I passed margaritas and I held myself back and did not get any. I recommended a book. Aww. That's true. I've been rude to everybody today. Hello, MBBS. But also they deserved it. Some of the people definitely deserved it. We had tacos, they rocked, tried to... I see. They rocked. The tacos went so well. I'm on YouTube. Yay! Damn, we're being stood up, or however you spell it. Stood up by who? Listen, I've just had like no patience today with some of the weirder comments, and so yeah, I've been rude. Too bad and so sad. I'm only human, and some of these comments were just kind of not vibing. I'm gonna rewind the live and watch you be rude, please. Please, it's mega entertaining. You should do that. I allow it. I don't allow it. God, where were my mods when I needed them? Jesus. Just shut up. Oh, just keep quiet. Oh, just shush. Okay. We're gonna share this live. Okay. Rishabh, the one good guy who said that my string theory videos were good. I'm gonna do some string theory for you tonight, no matter what. I gave you a little tidbit about why we need string theory, and now we're gonna read about string theory a little bit, so that at least some good thing happens in this live. Thank you, Combat Sports, for saying something relevant. I'm sharing my live because I didn't even do that. Rishabh, are you still here, honey? That's true. Doro, Combat, and El Challen are here, my old buddies. That's very true. I was just feeling kind of out of it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm about to go to bed. Whatever, man. Whatever. Whatever. Thank you for joining. It's all right. Alright. Donna, 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 Donna. All of us would like to. Hello from Russia. Hello, Russia. Welcome to this live. Russia, you're gonna like this. Rewind and watch me be rude. All of us would like to date you. I think do you mean by date, do you mean where you guess at the age of somebody? Oh boy. Boy, oh boy. Hi Amphibious, hi Lucifer. I can't date Audrey, she's way too unhinged. But I'd have a drink with Audrey for sure. I would also have a drink with Audrey. Hi Audrey, hi! Let's have a drink. Okay. Okay. Hi, Fizz. El Jalen Pitch. That's true. I'm a good friend. Teach you for free so many interesting facts. It's the free facts that you're after. Oh my gosh. Exploiting my free facts. Exploiting. All right, honey. Rishabh, are you here? Okay, so let me give you the state of string theory, and that way we will also talk about Edward Witten a little bit. 140. Who is of course famous for his contributions, etc., to string theory. Okay. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for liking the live. Do excuse the sort of, derailment that's been going on in the live in the beginning. This is going to be The Elegant Universe by Brian Greene. The Elegant Universe by Brian Greene. Greene has an E at the end, extra one. Thank you so much again for being here. Okay, so because somebody, I believe it was Rishabh, who said that they really liked my string theory videos, I am now enthused to cover a little bit more about string theory. We have been talking about this book called Atom by Professor Lawrence Krauss, which was actually requested by one of my mods, one of my good mods, Ver or Chickpea, but we will pick that up next time and instead do this today because somebody asked about string theory. Okay, so let's look at the state of string theory. We've covered a lot of details about string theory and sort of the story associated with it and what sorts of things kind of goes on with it, its history, its development, some of the weird facts about string theory, some of the weird features of string theory. Does it make sense or not? Is it testable or not? Those types of discussions we've had for a few lives already. So let's kind of get a summary, and this is called The State of String Theory, and we will also see what Ed Witten thinks about it and all that stuff. She doesn't know English though. Would be great to joke around with her. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, El Challen. Thank you so much for all your supportive comments. Really appreciate it. And I would like to learn Spanish. The central concern of this book is to explain the workings of the universe according to string theory, with a primary emphasis on the implications that these results have for our understanding of space and time. Unlike many other exposés of scientific developments, the one given here does not address itself to a theory that has been completely worked out. Confirmed by vigorous experimental tests and fully accepted by the scientific community. The reason for this, as we will discuss in subsequent chapters, is that string theory is such a deep and sophisticated theoretical structure that even with the impressive progress that has been made over the last 2 decades, we still have far to go before we can claim to have achieved full mastery. So string theory is still something in progress, okay? Don't think of it too much as something that's done already, because you might come out very disappointed. For example, string theory is not testable. For example, we don't exactly know intuitively why it requires us to have 9 spatial dimensions. That's something that is also sort of incomplete about string theory, in that it doesn't intuitively explain why we need 9 spatial dimensions or 10 spatial dimensions, right? Depending on which string theory. You know, things like that. We also talked about how in some versions of string theory, one might even have plural or multiple types of time dimensions, but we didn't go there yet. We didn't see that yet. But this sort of thing where it's a very mathematical, very geometry at heart kind of theory, but it doesn't give intuitive feel for certain things like, okay, why do we need 9 spatial dimensions? What's really going on here with that intuitively? This is kind of missing about string theory, whereas Einstein compared it to something which is also theoretical, but of course has a lot of experimental success. For example, general relativity. Einstein actually developed that for space-time, so it's still the 3 spatial dimensions and then the time dimension, which is what we are all familiar with, we know and love. So that's what I mean. It still makes intuitive sense, even though general relativity can also be considered to be sort of complex. But string theory, very complex and also very non-intuitive, okay? So at any given point, at least so far, we can just confidently say that we confidently don't know everything, and it's still a theory in progress. We don't consider it to be a done thing, a done deal, and a complete theory. I see. And so string theory should be viewed as a work in progress whose partial completion has already revealed astonishing insights into the nature of space, time, and matter. The harmonious union of general relativity and quantum mechanics is a major success. So it does make progress kind of unifying general relativity and quantum mechanics. It does not do so intuitively, so we don't fully understand what exactly they even mean by the unification. We just know that there are some strings, they exist in many dimensions, 9 spatial dimensions, 1 time dimension, if not 10 spatial dimensions and 1 time dimension. So either 10 or 11 total dimensions, and different states of these strings, kind of different vibrations or states of these strings kind of give us all the different particles and whatnot. So that's the quantum mechanics part of string theory. And so if you read about these things that string theory tells us, you might come away feeling a bit unfulfilled in terms of your intuition being satisfied. But it is the only candidate for unification that we have, okay? Most candidates have kind of tried and failed at unifying these 2 parts of physics, which is the physics of the very big, general relativity, and physics of the very small, quantum mechanics. I'm kind of shaking my head on either side because these are the two sides of physics that do not generally get unified easily. So, furthermore, unlike any previous theory, string theory has the capacity to answer primordial questions having to do with nature's most fundamental constituents and forces. Of equal importance, although somewhat harder to convey, is the remarkable elegance of both the answers and the framework for answers that string theory proposes. For instance, in string theory, many aspects of nature that might appear to be arbitrary technical details, such as the number of distinct fundamental particle ingredients and their respective properties, are found to arise from essential and tangible aspects of the geometry of the universe. So this geometry of the universe is what is driving a lot of this. If string theory is right, the microscopic fabric of our universe is a richly intertwined, multidimensional labyrinth within which the strings of the universe endlessly twist and vibrate, rhythmically beating out the laws of the cosmos. Very beautiful sentence there by Brian Greene. Far from being accidental details, the properties of nature's basic building blocks are deeply entwined with the fabric of space and time. In the final analysis, though, nothing is a substitute for definitive, testable predictions that can determine whether string theory has truly lifted the veil of mystery, hiding the deepest truths of our universe. So this is what I was saying, where, even this mathematically it made a lot of progress, even though geometrically it's very rich. All of everything is within the geometries really for string theory. But unless it's testable, unless it gives us that taste of experimental science, which physics really tends to be, and lets us test it out and confirm it in various ways, it won't really scratch the itch, doesn't really do it for us in physics too much if you cannot test it, okay? Hello, Kurt. Thank you for liking the live, by the way. Kurt W75 says, thank you. Hello, Abdul Rahman. El Chalan. Okay, in the final analysis, though, once again, nothing really substitutes for a definitive, testable predictions that can determine whether string theory has truly lifted the veil of mystery, hiding the deepest truths of our universe. It may be some time before our level of comprehension has reached sufficient depth to achieve this aim. So, by the way, sometimes people, theoretical physicists, don't actually mind being kind of ahead of their time. They might be working, they know that they might be working on a theory that cannot be tested right now with our current technologies. Doro says El Challen rocks, as does combat sports. Doro, if you neg me anymore, then I'll really start to suspect that you have more feelings than you betray. SS says 10. I don't know what you mean by that. We like her not for the same reason. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. So sometimes theoretical physicists know that what they're working on is sort of ahead of its time. It cannot be tested. It cannot be something that can be shown experimentally, but they know that they could be just more advanced than where we are technologically to be able to verify these in experiment. For example, general relativity predicted gravitational waves a while ago, like 100 years ago, and then now they have been directly measured in these different experiments, like for example, LIGO. I say different experiments like there are many, many of them. There's only a couple, right? LIGO is the main one. And so pretty much the theoretical physicists kind of know that this happens, where somebody could be working on something, a group of people could be working on something, and it's not really verified, it's not really shown experimentally for 100 years. In the case of string theory, it might be even longer before it's technologically possible to test it out. But this doesn't always keep theorists from working on such theories that won't be tested right away, because they know that they could be ahead of their time, okay? So keep that in mind. So it may be some time before our level of comprehension has reached sufficient depth to achieve this aim, although, as we will discuss in Chapter 9, experimental tests could provide strong circumstantial support for string theory within the next 10 years or so. Moreover, in Chapter 13, we will see that string theory has recently solved a central puzzle concerning black holes. So string theory has solved a central puzzle concerning black holes. Actually, I don't know about this one. So let's see what they say. I don't know actually which one he means right now, which puzzle about black holes. Anyways, associated with the so-called Bekenstein-Hawking entropy that has stubbornly resisted resolution by more conventional means for more than 25 years. This success has convinced many that string theory is in the process of giving us our deepest understanding of how the universe works. Okay. This success has convinced many that string theory is in the process of giving us. So I'm not exactly sure which black hole puzzle this is, even though it's saying Bekenstein-Hawking entropy. Oh, you know what? We did read about this. We did read about something about the entropy increasing, and Stephen Hawking actually talked about in his book, A Brief History of Time, remember, where we talked about there was some logic with the entropy in the universe always increasing, and that's the thermodynamic way of knowing which way is time flowing forward. It's to track whichever way entropy is increasing. But I don't know exactly what this means as far as what string theory has helped to solve. We will see. Edward Witten, one of the pioneers and leading experts in string theory, summarizes the situation by saying that string theory is a part of 21st century physics that fell by chance into the 20th century. An assessment first articulated by the celebrated Italian physicist Daniele Amati. In a sense, then, it is as if our forebears in the late 19th century had been presented with a modern-day supercomputer without the operating instructions. Through inventive trial and error, hints of the supercomputer's power would have become evident, but it would have taken vigorous and prolonged effort to gain true mastery. The hints of the computer's potential, like our glimpses of string theory's explanatory power, would have provided extremely strong motivation for obtaining complete facility. A similar motivation today energizes a generation of theoretical physicists to pursue a full and precise analytic understanding of string theory. Witten's remark and those of other experts in the field indicate that it could be decades or even centuries. So this is what I meant, my friends, Rishabh, if you're still listening, that it very well could be that string theory is not testable right away. It could be centuries, apparently, okay? So it could be even centuries before string theory is fully developed and understood. This may well be true. In fact, the mathematics of string theory is so complicated that to date, no one even knows the exact equations of the theory. So it's quite it's a little bit shrouded in mystery because it's not very accessible as a theory. So it's not like any Tom, Dick, or Harry, or Sally, or Mary could go study it and just kind of whip out their equations and, you know, contribute easily. That's at least been my understanding, is that you cannot very easily contribute or understand it. So it's kind of both held back and holds people back at the same time with that, right? Instead, physicists know only approximations to these equations, and even the approximate equations are so complicated that they as yet have been only partially solved. The other thing is that these equations are very involved. Remember, the 9 spatial dimensions and the 1 time dimension, so 10 or 11 dimension theory also means that it's difficult to solve these equations exactly. You might just only have approximations. So the fact that we're saying, oh, they're only approximate, it's not because we love approximations and it's our hobby to only solve things approximately. It's because these are so complicated that you can only come up with approximate solutions. And like I was saying, the difficulty or the complexity of the theory also makes it, I think, difficult for people to contribute, and even if they wanted to solve something and be great, it might just be a very high barrier of entry. Okay, so nevertheless, an inspiring set of breakthroughs in the latter half of the 1990s, breakthroughs that have answered theoretical questions of hitherto unimaginable difficulty, may well indicate that complete quantitative understanding of string theory is much closer than initially thought. Physicists worldwide are developing powerful new techniques to transcend the numerous approximate methods. So they want to overcome these numerous approximate methods so far used, collectively piecing together disparate elements of the string theory puzzle at an exhilarating rate. So apparently there is some progress with that. Surprisingly, these developments are providing new vantage points for reinterpreting some of the basic aspects of the theory that have been in place for some time. For instance, a natural question that may have occurred to you in looking at figure 1.1. We will look at figure 1.1 in just a bit here. Maybe I will show it to you in just a second here. I see. Yes. Is why strings? Why not little frisbee disks or microscopic blob-like nuggets, or a combination of all of these possibilities? Why strings? As we shall see later on in the same book in chapter 12, he's saying that we can see that the most recent insights show that these other kinds of ingredients do have an important role in string theory, and have revealed that string theory is actually part of an even grander synthesis currently and mysteriously named M theory. M for mystery, M for the new string theory. These latest developments will be the subject of the final chapters of this book. So I don't know how much that really helps us in understanding things, but he's saying that there is an even more grand theory. So that's why I've been saying that it's either the 10 or 11 dimension theory. So 10 dimensions for the superstring theory and 11 dimensions for M theory, I believe. Not that just knowing the name M theory really puts any big light on our difficulties here about this topic. Progress in science proceeds in fits and starts. There's some ebbs and flows, for sure, in how things have proceeded. Some periods are filled with great breakthroughs, for example, the 20th century, in my opinion. At other times, researchers experience dry spells. Scientists put forward results, both theoretical and experimental. The results are debated by the community. Sometimes they're discarded, sometimes they're modified, and sometimes they provide inspirational jumping off points for new and more accurate ways of understanding the physical universe. In other words, science proceeds along a zigzag path toward what we hope will be ultimate truth, a path that began with humanity's earliest attempts to fathom the cosmos and whose end we cannot predict. Whether string theory is an incidental rest stop along this path, a landmark turning point, or in fact the final destination, we do not know. So it's we're in the middle of the story still with string theory. So we don't know, is this close to the destination, a turning point, some rest point, or what? But the last 2 decades of research by hundreds of dedicated physicists and mathematicians from numerous countries have given us well-founded hope that we are on the right and possibly final track. So it helps that the peer review is in place because of that, right? It's not just a few scientists from one country or one university that's working on string theory. It's the entire scientific community and the entire physics community globally. So it is good that that is the case. It is a telling testament of the rich and far-reaching nature of string theory that even our present level of understanding has allowed us to gain striking new insights into the workings of the universe. A central thread in what follows will be those developments that carry forward the revolution in our understanding of space and time, initiated by Einstein's special and general theories of relativity. The revolutions in our understanding, because remember, we did not have the relative nature of space and time before special theory of relativity. We did not have mass energy equivalence before the special theory of relativity. We did not have general theory of relativity bringing everything together and making physics and explaining physics even in accelerating frames and explaining gravitation before general theory of relativity, and using this for space-time type of math, right? Coordinate system, if you will, is not something we used to have. So Einstein had already given us the key to this revolution, and then sort of extending that to include even more dimensions is what the string theorists have done, in a sense. So it's not too crazy because they've basically taken general relativity and extended it to have even more dimensions, whereas Einstein had left it at the intuitive number of dimensions, which is the dimensions we know and love and experience, which is the 3 spatial dimensions and the 1 time dimension. But string theory is saying that on top of the 3 spatial dimensions that we experience, there might be some teeny weeny curled up, very small and cannot be probed type of tiny little dimensions, which when included by a requirement of string theory, as required by string theory, so you can't just include them optionally, they're required, will then become this theory that can be a theory of everything, is what string theory is saying, okay? But as you can see, those extra dimensions, because they cannot be probed nor experimentally tested, of course we won't know if this is really true or not, if this is really correct or not. We will see that if string theory is correct, the fabric of our universe has properties that would have likely dazzled even Einstein. So it could be that the fabric of our universe, the fabric of space-time, is even more rich than what Einstein had imagined with his general theory of relativity, because he gave us gravitation as an explanation, which is the curvature, the bending of space-time, the fabric of space-time. So gravitation is not a force in general. It's not treated as a force in general relativity. You actually set the second derivative of position with respect to time. F equals ma, you actually set that to 0 in general relativity after you do the math with the four space-time and the geodesic and the metric and all that. So all of that is to say that gravitation is not treated mathematically like a force. It is the intrinsic bending or fabric of space-time. The more massive the object, the more it bends space-time around it, to the point where even light will be bent by gravitation. So this is sort of the big insight, right? This is really the big difference between Newtonian mechanics and general relativity way of understanding gravitation. Einstein was already giving us something deeply insightful about the fabric of the universe. The space-time business was not just, space and time were not just normal and ordinary in Einstein's math, right? String theory is taking that and adding even more dimensions, and in doing so, explaining all this stuff in terms of its terms of its own way of treating these things with the extra dimensions. And so all of this is to say, if this is really true, if there really are these extra dimensions, then of course the fabric of space-time is even more interesting than we thought, right? So that's the state of string theory. So this is a little part from this book called The Elegant Universe by Brian Greene with the E at the end of the name Greene. Hopefully you liked the state of string theory little blurb that I just read out of the book, and hopefully that kind of drives home the point of where string theory really is today. And it's not very conclusive, and it's still a work in progress, and that tends to be the case with a lot of research topics. So if you're able to kind of accept that it's a research in progress, then it's not too bad. Any questions, people? And we can do a little bit more reading too, but I wanted to pause a little bit and see how everyone is doing, and any more questions, any comments, any thoughts. I might keep the live a little bit short today, given that I'm a bit exhausted. Ooh, I'm actually gonna rename this live. I'm gonna rename it. I'm gonna rename it State of String Theory. Wait, where do I go to do that? How is everybody doing? If you just joined, please do rewind the live to see the full thing. Ooh, and let me read your comments. It's gonna be like that. Like what? It's gonna be like what? Why are you exhausted? SS says string theory has been 10 years away from being testable for 45 years. I think super is only more studied because, do you mean super string theory is only more studied because of popularity of the people behind it and their ability to get funding? It's very true that if you are good at communication and if you are more popular, you do get more funding. Generally speaking, I would agree with that. But, you know, it is what it is, but it is true that I think having popularity and good communication skills can definitely help with winning research grants, okay? Makes sense. Super string theory is the more studied and complete compared to loop quantum gravity, for example. LGQ doesn't rely on extra dimensions. Is that the loop quantum thing? I have feelings. I feel rage when you don't act rude when you said you did. Oh, you went and saw? Oh, poor Dora. Was I not rude enough? Apparently Dora went and checked to see if I was rude, and he did not find me to be rude enough. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm so sorry, Dora. He gives me such a hard time. Gosh, nagging me constantly. But he said that I was not rude. Oh God. I'm sorry. I think I've driven a few people away today. I'm so very sorry. I've been a little tired mentally, been processing a lot, and I've just been a little tired, like I said, mentally. So in the beginning of this live, when I first got started, I think I was just a little out of it, and some people may have seen some apathy. Welcome Africa, welcome Asia, welcome Europe, welcome South America, welcome North America, welcome Australia, Africa, Antarctica. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Everybody, feel free to do a $500 super chat that will immediately boost my mood. It will boost my mood with immediate effect. El Challen says, oh, El Challen rocks. Good night, Doro. I can't type. I mean, try to unify. There are other theories. Combat Sports, thank you so much for telling me about loop quantum gravity as an example of grand unified theory. Townsend Brown and Harold Malgrim. What was the question, Kurt? I don't think I follow. 10. I think I would make her mad by making her explain herself after I actually understood her. We like her not for the same reason. I like her physics knowledge and also her talent of singing Bollywood songs better than actual actors. Wow. The singing streams are top tier. Wow. You forgot Madagascar again. Welcome, Madagascar. Welcome, 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 my friends from Madagascar. I'm so sorry. Rename it the Great El Challen Theory. I think the idea of additional dimensions is really fun. I think so too. I actually don't mind. Can I tell you a secret? I actually don't mind the extra dimensions. Like, I know where the criticism is, that those extra dimensions are not testable, blah, de blah, de blah. But can I just say, secretly, I kind of like the extra dimensions. I do. I mean, I am all for experiment though. I am definitely coming from an experimental background, right? My PhD was particle astrophysics experiment, not theory, right? So I'm coming from an experimental background, but can I just say that if you can think up extra dimensions and do some freaking math, I mean, I would give you money. I would. Because why not? It's kind of cute. The extra dimensions, the curled up small tiny dimensions that you need in string theory to like explain everything, I kind of love. Because how boring would it be if everything is just what we experience and nothing is beyond us? Like, hello, like, you know, the 3 spatial dimensions that we experience doesn't have to be all the dimensions that are there for the experiencing. Maybe we're limited, you know? Maybe our scale, the scale at which we live, is just limited. So I'm with you. I'm with you, whoever this is, SS. Oh my gosh, I actually do think, I agree that the additional dimensions is kind of fun. I kind of like it. Now, I wish that string theory would make it easier to contribute to string theory. What I'm saying is I wish string theorists would do a better job of letting more people from the community contribute and understand string theory and really see where the gaps are. Because I personally haven't seen that being done too much. So hopefully like these discussions are helpful to the overall populace. But I kind of like the extra dimensions. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like it because we experience the length, breadth, and height. We experience X, Y, Z. But why should that have to be the end all be all for all the spatial dimensions that are possible? You know, possibly. I like when more things are possible than what we can attain and achieve and experience. I like when there's a lot of possibilities. El Challenge says 500. Nobody left behind. I was left behind. El Challenge, which continent are you from? I'm going to say shout out to that continent again. North America, South America, welcome. Welcome El Challenge, welcome Acacio. Actually, I feel much better now. Thank you so much. I feel much better after talking to you guys and after talking about string theory. I'm not against any ideas, and string theory is so exciting. I only get frustrated with other ideas not getting similar. Aww. You know, funding in science is very political. It's not fair. It's not a level playing field. First of all, science funding is so much less than, say, other funding, right? You know, if you know what I mean. There's not that much funding in science, just total, compared to lots of other places where we spend money in the country. So, you know, first of all, science funding is not the biggest funding. Second of all, there are experiments and like things that are much more testable, and the motivation when there are experiments also asking for money, those experiments are going after testing certain things, right? And so those experiments are very valuable, or they're considered to be very valuable because they are going after things that they want to test, that they want to confirm and verify. and that's extremely important work. And when the technology is developed to the point where you can do those experiments, not doing them is also kind of bad. So I will say experiment ends up getting more funding than theory. Now, when it comes to theory, if you already have a smaller fraction of the bucket of money that goes to theory, they might have to choose one theory and give the money to that theory and not the other alternatives. So unfortunately, that too is part of it, is that what? Theory does not get all? What do you mean? So it could be that, I mean, I'm just guessing because I have some experience with proposals and research grants, is that they might have to make tough decisions of, that they might have to, well, I'm talking about like research grants. They get all the good books and TV shows. Well, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about research grants that are given to people for science funding, you know, for scientific research, like NSF, National Science Foundation, or other agencies for research funding may have to make difficult decisions of like, these are the experiments that's going to get money, and we're not going to, like, even experiments get cut all the time, right? Even experiments get cut all the time, so it's not like all experiments are getting funding. I mean, I know a cousin experiment of mine got cut, as in they won't have money to keep going with their next evolutionary step in their, you know, in their life cycle, etc., etc. And then out of the theoretical funding, it might be that they're giving money to string theory because, yeah, maybe the people are better communicators or more popular, and they get the money, and they can only pick one to give the money to, and they cannot pick the alternative ones as well. Okay? So I think that's part of it. Do we really need money? It's just a piece of paper. We put value to it. I don't know what you mean by that. We need money to do research. It's we need research funding to fund the people and the labs and the equipment for doing research. What is physics? Physics is an experimental science. It's one of the physical sciences that explain nature, this universe, the heavenly bodies, thermodynamics, astrophysics, astronomy, cosmology. Cosmology is the study of the universe. Any other questions, popular? Theory gets all the, do we really need money? I know I was just saying they get the fun stuff. They might get the fun stuff, but only when they're very successful. Like you would have to be something very popular and successful in order to get the books and the TV shows, right? There are many things that probably don't make it to that point, and we don't know anything about those theories because they just did not get as popular. And why sometimes things don't get popular is because they don't get the blessing of other scientists. And so there is a culture of stomping on things and kind of making things die prematurely sometimes. Now, depending on, you know, you have to play sort of this finely balanced game to make sure that you have enough blessings for whatever work you're doing. Otherwise, it's just going to get stomped on and killed because there's other things that can get the funding instead, right? And so necessarily you're kind of competing for the same pot of money. So it might not be so easy. You'd have to be like really good, but also you'd have to be really good communicator and really good at getting the blessings of other members of the community so that your theory can kind of keep on going, passes the test of time, versus what's your background, SS? It's just math when it's only theory. It's not just math in experiment. You have to build hardware, you have to make measurements, you have to analyze data. There is quite a bit more when it comes to experimental physics. It's not just math at that point. Okay. Thank you, chat. Like and subscribe. He gets mad when you say SS. How do you know that, El Shalom? Do you know SS? How much does your cat weigh? Why do you ask? 7 pounds and 5 pounds. Well, I mean, which cat? We can't say that word. It's gonna get censored. I don't know. I don't want to say their weights. I'm a Bengali mother with prejudices. I don't want to say the weight of my children. Thank you, universe. Thank you, universe. Really, question mark? Yes, really, full stop. We can't say that word. We can say black hole. We can talk about black holes. It's not 5 pounds. That is very light. Hey, this one, he needs to lose a little weight. Baji Baba here. Thank you so much for liking the live, by the way. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for liking the live. Appreciate it. Let's talk Hawking radiation. Hawking with a G? 1 second. Drew Crew says, what quantum mechanics interpretation do you like? Time travel. We don't really have to. Time travel, yes. So we've talked a lot about Stephen Hawking's work. Here is Baji Baba. This is not a Cats Only live. I do take this opportunity to talk about physics mostly. But, so we've talked a lot about Hawking radiation from Stephen Hawking's book, A Brief History of Time, which unfortunately I had to return to the library. So I don't have that book with me right now. But I do find it very interesting that he brought in quantum mechanics to the study and the equations for black holes and gave us a way to have temperature for black holes and radiation for black holes, and that's where the Hawking radiation comes from. And he gave us a way to think about how quantum fluctuations can lead to black holes having a temperature, because there could be a particle that's getting emitted because of the fluctuations and whatnot. Dora said the same thing. What thing? back and no, I didn't El Challen. What thing? Time is a block. Oh, time is a block? We talked about. You said stop asking to be mod, or I'm blocking you. You were annoying with it. Talked about the state of string theory from the book Theory of the Universe by Brian Greene. Oh, block challenge. I see. Any other thoughts, comments, guys? I'm gonna keep the live more short tonight. Don't block El Challen. El Challen is nice. El Challen is very supportive. El Challen and SS and Doro and everybody, did you like the live? Can you please like the live? Can you do a super chat? It's okay. You don't have to. But don't neg me. It's my show after all. I don't want to be negged. But we also don't have to connect on a personal level. I get that. What's today's topic? We just discussed state of string theory. You summoned Doro back somehow. I'm not sure how this happened, but yeah. Nagging me? No, not nag. Neg. Neg. N-E-G. Neg. Do you even know English? Do you even know English? I'm a simp. Oh, thank you. See, I feel like it's called supporter. Supporters of the channel. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Nobody's asking anyone to be my personal friend, but supporting the channel, I do appreciate very, very much. Thank you so much for being here. Good night. Sleep tight. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Dhanyavad. Shukriya. Thank you so much. Thank you. Like, share, subscribe. Please tell your neighbors, cousins, distant cousins. Parents, if you talk to your parents, siblings, everybody, please, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much. Thank you. You're so dense. Dense? As in stupid? Okay. Do you think closed time-like curves are real for a black hole? Closed time-like curves. I wish that I had that book which shows the plot for that. Are you India? I am India. Are you from India? I am also from India, yes. I wanted to be a personal friend. Aww. We can be sort of personal friends. It's a little one-sided. You can see my face and my talking at a camera, and I can see your comments. I'm not sure that this is a very personal friendship, really, but okay. You're not stupid, dense, but my God, it's funny. Dense. Dense. Okay. Why your accent is like Western? I mean, I am in North America, honey. I'm from India. I'm not in India. Where's my birthday? Where's my birthday present then? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. I got you your favorite thing. El Challen. Disappointment. What? El Challen, when is your birthday? When is your birthday, my friend? Apparently El Challen is my friend. Personal friend. So when is your birthday, El Challen? When you talk about the unification theory of quantum physics, string theory, and the theory of relativity, well, unification of general relativity with quantum mechanics is string theory, the candidate theory for that. Unification between quantum and general relativity is string theory. Would you be looking for the laws that govern the micro and macro worlds? Mm-hmm. Yes. A theory that explains both the micro and macro worlds. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. Are my eyes black? Yes. Yes. I'm used to it. Are you a physicist? Yes, indeed. Tell you what, we can be internet friends. In what way? We're not. August 19. El Challen's birthday is August 19th. Leo? Are you a Leo? Or are you a Virgo? Are you a Leo, El Challen? The God theory. I live in India. Good morning from India. Good morning to India, my previous home country, as in my home country, but where I previously used to live. So thank you for coming from India to this live. Thank you for joining from India, Pranay. 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 Thank you for joining from India. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to India. My original origin country, the OG home country of myself and yours truly. Me and Andrea are now internet friends, only on the internet. I don't think we're internet friends. I think Jeep, what is your problem? What answer? What question did you ask? I'm in the Bay Area of Massachusetts. I'm in the Bay Area of sure. Can I get your WhatsApp number? Fine, we're internet enemies. Doro, as my internet enemy, what do you say to Pranay? What? Are you a string theorist? No, indeed I'm not. Last accent of my name was correct. Pranay, 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 Pranay. my belly is gonna hurt from all this. When they're supportive, then that's fine. When they're weird, that's different. So you're just calling everyone a simp, Doro. Like, your adjectives or your statements are just not accurate enough. Like, you just call everybody a simp. That they're not all simps. Some of them are truly supportive. Others are kind of weird. Please speak in Hindi or Marathi. Honey, I'm not Marathi, so I cannot speak in Marathi. I can speak in Hindi. Can you do a super chat of $500? Please give a super chat of $500. Steven isn't a simp. What do you specialize? Physics. Particle astrophysics. Drew Crew. My specialization is in particle astrophysics, okay? So more of the astronomy, cosmology type of stuff. String theory I'm interested in, and I'm learning about it with you guys here on the telly. But it's not what I did my PhD in, so I would not call it my specialization. Super chat $1,000. Janelia D'Souza. I mean, I guess every Indian girl looks the same. In that sense. Pretty much most of us have black hair. Shut up! You guys! You guys! This is why, see? You know, all my mods are very different. I have a mod here right now who likes to troll the trolls to a very extreme point. I wasn't talking about you, El Chalin. I'm not a mod. Oh, you're sad about that. No, it's okay. Don't be a mod. Are you serious? You're deleting El Chalin's message? I'm not a mod. She got mad when you asked her to speak Marathi. I have nothing against Marathi, but I was mad, not really mad, but I was struck by the entitlement of this Pranay guy who is like asking for a WhatsApp number, then asking me to speak in Marathi, like I'm some kind of like doll that you can turn buttons on, press buttons on. He just wants your WhatsApp number. Pranay has now put together that a $500 super chat in Indian rupees is a lot of money. Yes, honey, it's a lot of money. Pay up. Since you're so demanding. I say give him the number, sounds like a good dude. Oh, shut your face. Shut your face. Block me. No, the notion of space and time begins with the Big Bang, okay? Time got started with the Big Bang. So as far as we know, Acacio, time got started with the Big Bang. So there's nothing before the Big Bang that we know of, okay? Don't block my friend El Chalin. We have established that El Chalin is my personal friend. No one else. Actually, maybe I will make El Chalin a mod. I'm still thinking about it, El Chalin. Did you do something bad when you first joined? Is this why, like, I did not make you a mod? Steven? Steven is a member. Steven is a paying customer, so Steven is much better. Steven doesn't want to be a mod. Steven doesn't want to be a mod. Steven wants to enjoy his member benefits, which is to enjoy the content, and that's it. He doesn't want to be a mod. And I'm just saying, for friendly gestures, I was just asking for mod power. Oh, El Challen, this power comes with responsibility too. I can't just make you a mod because you want the power. That's not a very good reason. Pranay says, I just watch your channel so that I can learn English. Nothing else. When I stop coming, Steven should replace me. Chick becomes... What do you mean stop coming? Are you going to stop coming? Not going to come to the lives anymore? Why? What happened? Why are we at this crossroads? When I stop coming. What a threat! Everyone is breaking up with me. When you stop coming to my lives? People are stopping coming. Chickpea comes. Chickpea's a good mod. Chickpea's a good mod. Oh, really? Loop suggests there was a contracting universe before ours. Oh. Loop suggests there was a contracting universe before ours that contracted to a singular point. And then bang. The Big Bounce theory. Oh, I kind of like that. Ooh. I kind of like that. Can you say more about that, SS? One day I'll grow bored of YouTube. As cringy as Ver is, I take him over El Challen. I love Ver. I liked how you added before SS. Would gravitons be excitation of space-time? Gravitons are not discovered yet as far as I know, so I don't know. I can't help you with exactly what gravitons are. At least currently, no clever thought is coming to my mind. Okay. Rewind if you just joined, by the way. Loop suggests there was a contracting loop quantum gravity. So what's a good book on loop quantum gravity, guys? Let me make a note of that. Can you put that in the chat? There was a contracting universe. before hours they're contracted to a singular point. I don't think I know about that. Are you guys like all friends in real life? What on earth? Loop quantum cosmology. Is that the book name? Grouper? What does that mean? Good night, sleep tight. I was responding to you saying that I look like her. We all look like human beings. Pranay, enjoy. Is the live over? Yeah, pretty much. Quantum gravity and the Big Bang. Okay, let me same conclusion about the book, you mean, or what? Let me make a note of that. Quantum gravity and the Big Bang. I will look it up. Yeah, he's here. Reality is not as it seems. I don't think I've heard of this one. Reality is not as it seems. Okay. Thank you. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. We can talk about the Higgs field next time. I will keep in mind about this question you asked about Higgs boson and masses, okay? We should probably do a particle physics specific live again one of these days soon here. We have covered particle physics more dedicatedly in the past, but I think we will cover it again going forward. Could I follow you on Instagram? Yeah, go ahead. My Instagram is in the link in bio. My Facebook is in the link in bio. If you want to follow any of those, go ahead. My PayPal is in the link in bio if you want to donate to support the channel. There is a litter robot in the link in bio if you want to purchase a litter robot using our special link. All kinds of things are in the link, are in the bio, so go for it. Thank you so much, and yeah, go ahead and follow me on Instagram if you want, but I'm not gonna be constantly checking it probably, so just don't mind if I don't get back. But some of you guys actually share reels with me on Instagram. So if you prefer to do that, go ahead. Do you have MySpace? I do not. No credit card. If I had, I would. Oh, thank you. Well, you could do a super chat. I'll follow for some. Salmon, you might want to just kind of not be here. All these scientists seem to have already come to the same conclusion but never explored it any further. What do you mean? Which? There was a question, so I'm taking notes actually about some of these questions. I don't have the energy to address them all tonight, but I'm taking notes on them from what you're saying. Higgs boson giving masses to. There was a question. We can cover particle physics. Dedicated live. Soon here. Sorry, my energy levels were low today. Couldn't do better than that. The loop quantum gravity stuff with the contraction and the bounce. Thank you. Can cover particle physics dedicated live soon here. And yeah, since I think it was a few people, 2 or 3 people mentioned loop quantum gravity. I'm gonna be honest, it was not something huge that was covered in grad school for me. It might not have stood the test of time, and so maybe that's why it's not really taught or talked about too much. But because you guys are requesting it, and because I'm curious now too, I can definitely get a hold of the books that talk about it. Has anyone mentioned to you Krauss's book, The Physics of Star Trek? I feel like yes. At first when I read that comment, I wasn't sure like what they were saying. If it was you, I didn't know what you were saying. But I think I have heard of such a thing. Physics of Star Trek. Okay, I'll write that down. Oh my gosh, really? String is East Coast, loop is West Coast. Are you serious? What do you mean, like the people who are on these different coasts have worked on them? Giving masses to there was a question you can cover particle physics. I'm kind of excited to cover particle physics more dedicatedly in one of the lives soon here. I kind of like it. Gangster of physics. What do you think of the many worlds interpretation? Kind of like multiple universes, is that what you mean? I'm just a dude. Hello, El Challen. Physics of Star Trek. Okay, I think I got everybody's notes now. I got everybody's notes and requests, which is good. got a good idea about what you guys are thinking. Roller coaster. Many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics. No, I don't think I know what that is. Do tell, Drew Crew, you can tell us about it if you want. We really went through it tonight. Did we? How so? I know, Doro. Salmon has been coming again. We really went through it tonight. I don't know what you mean. You mean like the rough start? Yeah, sometimes the start is rough. Not always. Are you guys on the West Coast? Yes, the rough start. Okay. Don't gaslight. Are you guys on the West Coast? I've forgotten already. I remember, but I'm not in that energy anymore, you know? The energy of that beginning. I'm not in it anymore. Not in it anymore. El Challen, I think I knew that you're in the South. What about SS and Jeep? Seattle. West Coast people coming in here. Huh. Good to know that. Good to know all the different views you brought. UK. LA. Yeah, both undergrad and grad. Quantum mechanics is taught for a year in undergrad and a year in graduate school. And I took particle physics as well and did my research in particle astro, so. But course-wise, it's taught for a year in undergrad and another year additionally in grad school. Arizona and Columbia for school. Arizona and Columbia. Ooh, did you go to Arizona State University? Is that where you know Dr. Krause from? One more nigger. So much negging. Anything else, guys, before I go to bed? Say good night. Good night. Drew Crew, thank you so much for coming to the live tonight and asking some really good questions. Really appreciate you. Jeep. Thank you so much for your opinion, I guess. Guy on the internet from the UK that knows everything about everything, apparently. El Jalen, good night. Bye bye. Bye bye. Easter, I mean, I don't live in India anymore, so, but yeah, maybe. I need dishwashing soap. Should I get Mexican food tomorrow? Because I saw the deal. I walked by while I was going to the gym and they have bottomless margaritas. Bottomless margaritas. Dawn is the best. Dawn dishwashing soap. True. Get the margarita. Yeah. Yeah. I have to see who can go with me. If not, I'll just have to drink it all by myself. All by myself. So, I'm out of dishwashing soap. I need some. Oh my god. I have to do shopping. I hate shopping. I hate shopping. Ugh. Whatever. Well, I get the pods. I get the little pods that you put in the dishwashing little slot. And then it runs the dishes. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Did you guys like the live? Because I only have 15 likes. What Mexican food do you eat? I really love soft tacos with meat. I love some tacos. Some little tacos. Yum yum yum. Yum, yum. When I go out to drink, I go on an empty stomach. Empty stomach? Thank you. Oh my gosh, Jeep, you're so nice. You're so nice. Thank you so much. I love tacos. Soft tacos, chimichangas, sour cream. Sour cream. A dollop of sour cream. I really want Mexican food. I really do. I'm kind of craving it. I don't You know, I usually don't crave Mexican food. What the frick? My favorite foods are Indian food and Italian food. In that order. In that order. I mean, Indian, Nepali, all of that. Subcontinent type of food. Then Italian food. Mexican. I usually don't crave. I'm kind of craving Mexican food with margaritas. Mexican food with margaritas. Do they have birria tacos on the East Coast? Are you a theorist or experimentalist? Experimentalist, honey. Thank you for asking, Drew Crew. Thank you for asking, Drew Crew. I worked on the Anita experiment. So I'm definitely an experimentalist. I'm an experimentalist. Let me write it down. I worked on Anita. That is the Antarctic. I'll go on its fast after the second year. Donate blood? Then get the margarita? Oh my god, you guys! Is that what you guys do? You donate blood first? Antarctic. Drew Crew, can I just say that you've been so nice and asking such nice questions in the live. And for that, I thank you and I'm most grateful and thank you so much for being here. And whoever you are, you seem really nice and sweet. Please keep coming and supporting our lives and asking these relevant questions. Today, it was a little off, but I will become energized with some Mexican food and come back to these lives with more energy, and we will cover a much, much more physics and science and astrophysics and astronomy and cosmology, my favorite topics, okay? They don't let you drink before you donate. You should work with your countrymen. I'm getting scammed. Oh my god. Jeep, are you from India? Do you work in the UK? Are you from India originally? Is that why you're sounding a little bit like Saru uncle? Antarctic impulsive transient antenna is the name of the experiment. You're getting scammed. Very strong opinions, Jeep. You're reminding me of my male cousins in India and male relatives in general. I'm getting a distinct flavor. Work with your countrymen. You're getting scammed in the US. That's how my male relatives talk to me. And actually they don't talk to me because I avoid them. Is the name of the experiment I worked on. So somebody asked, I think it was Drew Crew, my Drew Crew, you have been very supportive and asking nice questions, and I typed the name of an experiment that I worked on, name of the experiment that I worked on in grad school. Antarctic impulsive transient antenna. Anita, I once donated plasma with a friend for money. When we turned 18, he wasn't allowed because of the first. Oh gosh. I've thought about donating plasma. I haven't done that yet. There's countrymen. I work with my countrymen. Says Grimmy. Grimmy, you're up late. How is Dora allowing this? I thought that you're not allowed to be up late, Grimmy, by your boss. I heard the story of Israel and how you got the nuclear. I realized your country really accomplished something. Well, yes, my original country that I come from has accomplished many, many things, indeed. Don't. It's a scam. You only get $70 and it's worth more. Really? They only pay you $70? What the frick? Really? Grimmy, how much are they paying you for your plasma? It's a weekend. I don't work weekends. So, I thought that you're, attached with Doro. Whatever he does, you have to do. It's like dailies or however you spell it. Are you telling me? How much are you making for your plasma, Grimmy? 70 to 120. I'm not attached to Doro. Okay. You're making independent decisions. Good for you, Grimmy. Good for you. Good for you, my friend. Not really my friend, but good for you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Drew Crew. I have seen what you did, Grimmy. What? Okay, guys. Enough is enough. I gotta go. Chickpea! Finally! Chickpea, you should rewind. There's been a lot that's gone on today. But I was gonna talk more about your requested book. But instead I talked about string theory because somebody asked about that. Somebody said good things about string theory videos that they liked. And because you weren't here and I wasn't sure what was going on and my energy was really low, and somehow, here we go, here we are. We talked about string theory and we discussed some random things and I learned some things and I took some notes and whatnot. And we talked about tacos, and now there is, plasma talk. The last live was amazing. Thank you. Hello, Billy. Weird. I'm gonna rewind. Oh, thank you. Chickpea, she owes us home. Oh, shut up. Get over it. How about that? So someone is putting string theory higher than atom. Well, someone wasn't here in the live and I had to deal with, I was completely modless at the beginning of this live and there were a couple of weirdos and it was a little rough. Where were you in the beginning of this live, Chickpea Break? How could you? I'm hurt. I'll get over it at my own pace. Yeah, so get over it at your own pace. I'm giving you my blessing for getting over it at your own pace. Chickpea, I support your cross recommendation. Dora is pretty much telling everyone they're friends now. El Challen, we are all friends here. Kind of. Doro can be very neggy sometimes. Negative. Don't take it personally. Doro is pretty much telling everyone, so sorry for missing the live. Thank you, Chickpea Break. I'm glad you're finally here. I was so like, nobody's here and there's only a couple of weirdos and it was just a rough time in the beginning. I should have just gotten tacos and margaritas tonight, is the, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Good night, everyone. I'm gonna sign off, okay? Chickpea, you can rewind and watch this thing. Good night. Sleep tight. SS does. It's true. We needed you, Chickpea. We needed some basic agent to my acidic. Yeah, whatever. Skipping, tripping, and flipping. Well, Chickpea, have a good night with your head skipping, tripping, and flipping. Thank you so much for making it to the live. Please rewind and watch this thing. The plasma donation and margaritas tomorrow. Oh my God. Oh my God. Thank you everyone so very much. Please get over the beginning. And thank you so much. See you soon. Mwah. There's a kiss for everybody who has stuck it out through the thick and the thin, the ups and the downs, the peaks and the troughs of this life. Thank you so much. Mwah. Good